So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. And in today's video, we have the Orlando Magic. I think it's safe to say that we would all agree that the Magic have not been a very competitive team over the past few seasons. Now, what they have been doing is kind of under the radar almost, putting together one of the better young cores in all of basketball. You know, when we kind of look and kind of think and kind of hear about some of the best young cores in the NBA, we don't really ever hear about the Orlando Magic. They've gone more under the radar than some teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder, maybe even the Houston Rockets, the Detroit Pistons. But I like this Magic team quite a lot. And I honestly do think they play well. Everybody stays healthy. This could be a play-in team this year. So I'm super excited to get into this video today. Obviously, our end goal is bringing Orlando a championship. Obviously, it would be the first in the history of their franchise. And yeah, that's our goal today. As always, before we do get into this video, if you guys are new around here, have not yet subscribed to the channel, hit that sub button. We'd love to have you here in this wonderful community we built. And of course, you guys have any other video ideas, make sure to let me know those down below. So yeah, man, I gave you my thoughts on this Orlando core. We'll kind of dive in more to a player-to-player basis once we do get into this video. But yeah, as I mentioned, super excited about this one. Let's get into it. Let's quickly talk about this Orlando Magic roster and some of the key pieces that I think are going to be really important for them this season. If there's a possibility this team could be a play-in team or maybe even sneak into the actual playoffs. So, starting out at the point guard spot, obviously Markelle Fultz's career hasn't really started off to the way everybody thought it was going to when Philadelphia took him #1 overall back in 2017. But he's bounced back a little bit, rejuvenated his career a little bit, I would say, in Orlando. He's maybe not #1 pick good, but it's good to see him back in playing basketball. You do truly love to see it. Cole Anthony is here. He was the #15 overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft. Again, we're going to have to figure out kind of a point guard rotation between him and Markelle Fultz. We're going to figure out who's going to be a better long-term option for our team anyways, and we'll go from there. Anthony Black was the #6 overall pick this year. He definitely has to get minutes. There's really no argument that you can't have a 6th overall pick on a rebuilding team getting minutes. So we're definitely going to figure something out with him, but there's definitely a lot of potential there. Shooting guard spot, Jalen Suggs is only 22 years old. He was #5 overall in 2021. Maybe hasn't popped as much as you kind of traditionally hope a #5 overall pick would. We're going to figure it out. If he develops well and plays well, obviously he will probably remain our shooting guard. They brought in Joe Ingles this offseason. I think it's actually a 2-year deal. I think there's an option for the second year. There is. It's a team option. And again, obviously 36 years old. Not really a long-term piece for this team, but good veteran. Always good to have a guy like that in the locker room. Worst comes to worst, definitely could be a trade piece at the deadline. Gary Harris is here as well. Kind of a similar thing. Definitely could be a piece that they look to move if they, suck this year for whatever. They have injuries, and he can obviously be a nice veteran in that locker room. Jett Howard is here. He went to #11 overall, and yeah, I mean, we're just going to have to figure out what kind of the potential looks like on him. So excited to see what we can do with him, though. He's a 72 overall right now. The small forward spot, I'm a huge Franz Wagner fan. He's probably going to be my starting small forward the entire video. I really don't see kind of an avenue where that doesn't actually end up happening, unless he just sucks for some reason, which I doubt will happen. Jonathan Isaac is here. He's not somebody I necessarily am going to be building around. Unfortunately, in real life, injuries just play a huge part, and I don't want to say the detriment of the guy's career. Obviously, he's locked up on a long-term contract, which is always good, but here in 2K, he's not going to have exactly the most potential in the world. Caleb Houston's here. He's 20 years old. We see a little bit of development out of him. Maybe he gets some minutes at some point in time. Paolo Banchero coming off an incredible rookie season, #1 overall pick in 2022, and was the rookie of the year this past year. Pretty much a 0% chance the guy goes anywhere. Chuma Okeke here as well. He's 25 at a 74 overall. We'll see. I'm definitely not going to lock him in for anything. Then the center spot to me is an interesting one. I don't necessarily mind Wendell Carter Jr. whatsoever. I just don't know if he's like the face of I don't want to say face of the franchise, but like, is he a center on a championship winning team? I don't know. That's something we're going to have to figure out, but he's only 24. We're definitely going to give him a year or two. Mo Wagner's here as well, really solid backup center option. And then Goga is here as kind of the depth piece, third center option. So might have a trade or two. I don't imagine anything major before year one, but if we have something small, I'll obviously show you guys. We're making a trade here with the San Antonio Spurs. I know I mentioned that in real life, it's important to have veterans like Gary Harris, like Joe Ingles. That's obviously not as important in actual 2K. So we're going to make this trade with the Spurs. We're picking up Charles Bassey. Really, the only reason I'm doing this deal is because, one, Charles Bassey is younger and he's on a multi-year contract that is cheap. They're the same overall. I'm not saying I need center depth or even that Bassey will play. Obviously, I have some flexibility with him in the offseason, though. So, welcome to the team, Charles Bassey. It is a straight-up one-for-one swap. Also, as you can see right here, I moved Anthony Black to the shooting guard spot. His overall actually went up 1. That C-plus three-point shot is maybe not exactly ideal for a modern NBA shooting guard, but it's definitely something we can work upon, and he's definitely going to be getting minutes this year. So, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with Joe Ingles. Worst comes to worst, he'll just ride the bench. He has an $11 million team option this offseason. We can move him from there. So, I will explore some trades. Nothing guaranteed, though, because he definitely, as I mentioned, has that team option. So definitely a move or two still coming. And in our final trade, we're going to be sending Goga over to Miami. We're picking up a 2027 first-round draft pick. Obviously, we just went ahead and brought in another center. Goga was already not going to play. We'll send him to Miami, and we'll do this deal here. So that's probably going to be our final trade. I mean, in terms of depth, we obviously have a lot. I'm interested to see what is going to end up happening with Joe Ingles. I'm not going to play him, just to be straight up honest with you. We're not a true contending team here in 2K anyways, and I don't think they are in real life, but you know what I'm saying. I have no reason to play Joe Ingles over Anthony Black. I want my number 6 overall pick to develop. It would make no sense to have him come off the bench instead of Anthony Black. So it's going to be a 10-man rotation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send Jett Howard down to the G League. Again, it's a little strange to have an 11th overall pick in the G League. But again, there's really no minutes for him here. So he'll be down in the G League for year 1. Other than that, I don't really see any major moves coming. Yeah, we're just going to set the rotation for year 1. Now ready for the start of year 1 here in Orlando. After a few small trades, the rotation is finalized. It's going to be Markelle Fultz, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. Really no surprises in that starting 5. Maybe there's an argument to start Cole Anthony over Markelle Fultz. Year 1, we're going to be going with Markelle. Bench unit is going to be led by Cole Anthony. He'll be playing 20 minutes a night as our 6th man, followed by Jonathan Isaac, Anthony Black, Mo Wagner, and Chuma Okeke. So, again, Anthony Black, the game's suggesting 0 minutes. It wants Joe Ingles to play. I'm not necessarily trying to be competitive right now. I'd rather have the young guys develop. I think that makes the most sense, even though it is only a 3-year rebuild. So excited to see how this year goes. As I mentioned, I think this team could sneak into the play-in. I do not know how it's going to go here in 2K, though. But nonetheless, I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. So year 1 ends, and it was not great. We finished with a record of 32-50, and quite honestly, I don't mind that. Again, it would have been awesome to maybe sneak into the play-in or even the playoffs, just so the guys get some experience. Here in 2K, that's not as important. I'll take the better draft pick. Nikola Jokic averages a triple-double, wins MVP. We're going to go through these relatively quickly. Year 1, as I'm sure many of you know, they are pretty much always the same. So let's just get into the offseason. We'll go over the standings and the stats and see, where we kind of fall into play. So we actually are the 12 seed here in the Eastern Conference. So, almost even being a little bit worse would have benefited us just a bit more, but obviously that is not the case, and I just clicked back accidentally. And then let's dive... Son of a bitch. These fucking menus get me every year. Here's a look at the numbers on the year. Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, kind of our 1-2 punch in terms of stars we're going to be building around for the future. Markelle Fultz wasn't necessarily bad. Actually, 53% from the field, not too bad at all. Cole Anthony was here backing him up. Wendell Carter Jr., double-double. Jalen Suggs, Jonathan Isaac, Mo Wagner, Anthony Black, Chuma Okeke. Again, these are all pieces that I think definitely can benefit a team. I just don't know how many starters on a championship team are actually on this roster right now. So definitely something we will address this offseason. There is 100% going to be a major trade or two, and we'll go from there. So it's going to be a Lakers, Sixers, finally, the Battle LA over here in the Western Conference Finals. All right, let's sim through this, and it is a Sixers championship, and Joel Embiid is your Finals MVP. Sixers ended up winning it a lot year 1 here in these rebuilds, I've noticed. So player retirements, you see some guys right there. Staff retirements, Popovich, Joe Prutney. I don't know how to pronounce it. Chris Paul enters the Hall of Fame at jersey retirement, and then at draft lottery. Obviously, a very, very big night coming up for us. We are projected at number 7 overall right now, and where are we going to be? We actually fall to number 8, obviously. All right, staff signing time. Jamal Mosley's ratings are not good, to kind of put it nicely. 2 stars on offense and defense is not fun. The potential at 3 stars, the basketball IQ at 3.5. I'm not going to say that he was the problem or the reason we only won 32 games this year. I think it's a lot more about the roster. I'm going to give him one more year. And if we make a bunch of major trades and we have some progression, I think this team should be way better than it actually was, and we still suck, then we'll probably look to move on. So up to the draft with the 8th overall pick. We obviously have some future assets as well. I'm thinking we either want to really move up or make a bigger trade with this draft pick. So we're going to do something for sure. We're going to talk to New York and see if they'd be willing to potentially make a trade with us and allow us to be blessed with Jalen Brunson's presence. Look, I'm not saying there's a problem with Markelle Fultz or anything like that as our starting point guard. I just truly don't think that him or Cole Anthony is a starter on a championship team in a 3-year window. So we're going to look to make an upgrade. Jonathan Isaac, Charles Bassey, and the number 8 overall pick is my current offer. I highly doubt they accept. Wow. Okay. That was a lot easier than I kind of expected it to be. I mean, again, there's an argument that maybe I draft somebody at number 8, but just kind of looking at this board, I don't think anybody that we get at number 8 is really going to benefit the team too much. And then in terms of maybe trading up, I don't know. I mean, Ron Holland, Matas Buzelis would all be solid options, but we already have a lot of young talent. I'd rather get somebody established like Jalen Brunson, who, by the way, is not making a lot of money. So that feels like a home run deal to me. Paolo Banchero obviously coming back. Oh, shit. I must have yeah, Joe Ingles must have retired. I'm assuming he probably did because he had a team option. I'm almost positive. So, Joe Ingles called it a career. It would have been nice to have him as a trade piece this offseason, and maybe I should have probably predicted that, but I don't know. I mean, he had $11 million on the table. I wouldn't have expected him to retire, but could have rode a bench for $11 million. I don't know. I would do that. All right, qualifying offers. Chuma Okeke for $7 million. Just that's not going to happen. Admiral Schofield, no. Kavon Harris, no. Cole Anthony's going to be the one guy getting a qualifying there for me. So let's take a look at free agency. Obviously, there are some stars here. Markelle Fultz, Cole Anthony, both going to be free agents for me, and I definitely do not want to lose them for nothing. In terms of the superstars here, I mean, the LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, you got Harden, Paul George, Drew Holiday here. We don't really have money, and even if we did, I don't really think any of these guys really make a ton of sense for me. So obviously adding Jalen Brunson's big. We're going to have to assess the shooting guard spot. I'm not sure Jalen Suggs is the answer moving forward. I think we can probably all agree on that at this point. But obviously we're comfortable with Wagner, Banchero, and honestly, Wendell Carter Jr. kind of did what I expected him to, on top of the fact that he is on a really, really good contract. So he'll probably stay. Other than that, I'm definitely looking for a shooting guard upgrade. So just the options here, I think we all know Paul George is going to regress. I mean, I could definitely pay the man if he wanted to come here, but I know Tyrese Maxey's just going to get matched no matter what. I mean, it would just be dumb to even try it probably at this point. I don't think Malik Monk moves the needle as much. OG Anunoby actually could be a really fun option. How much is he asking for? He wants about $23 million. Is he restricted? No, he's not. I could be talked into this. I could be. We're going to backload the deal. You know what? Give me OG Anunoby. And then I actually am probably going to have to renounce one of my 2-point guards, unfortunately, if I do this. But it almost might be worth it. So OG Anunoby's on a 3-year, $75 million deal. I would have to renounce Markelle Fultz. Shit. Can I just do Okeke? Wait a minute. Huh. It's kind of throwing me off. All right. Honestly, it does suck to lose Markelle Fultz, but if you're looking at it from the grand picture and kind of the grand scheme of things, it's fine. I mean, we just picked up Jalen Brunson. I wasn't really going to keep both Fultz and Anthony anyways, so we will still be able to bring back Cole Anthony after this. Markelle Fultz and that $25 million cap holder are going to have to go to make room for OG Anunoby. So now what I have to do is definitely keep an eye on Cole Anthony. Do not want him to be getting an offer from anybody and then end up losing him because that would really suck. But obviously going to go ahead, bring in Anunoby, which means we are now able to re-sign Cole Anthony as our backup point guard behind Jalen Brunson. So very excited for this as a possibility. Obviously, kind of boosting the stars we have on this team. I mean, again, I'm not saying OG Anunoby is some, superstar in the making or anything like that, but he definitely gives us a little bit more viable option, a little bit of an overall upgrade, and in terms, just definitely a better player. So excited to have him here. Now comes the decision, who do I want to roll with at the shooting guard spot? I mean, I have 4 guys here, and you can make an argument that they all should be getting minutes. So some decisions still coming. Jonathan Isaac is also gone. We're going to get into this. I'm not sure when Rui Hachimura got traded to Phoenix, but he did, and now we are going to be trading for him. We're sending Jalen Suggs and Caleb Houston to the Suns, Rui Hachimura and a first-round pick coming back here to Orlando. Looking at this roster, I don't think it makes sense to keep Jalen Suggs on this team. Again, we have the 6th overall pick in Anthony Black, and maybe he's not a traditional shooting guard, but I like his potential a little bit more than Suggs. And Rui Hachimura is going to come in, and he's going to be an upgrade for what we had last year backing up Paolo Banchero, and he's a significant upgrade on this bench for me. So at this point in time, I think I can honestly just move Jett Howard to the small forward spot. I mean, he is 6'8", and whoever we bring in, I mean, again, maybe will be an overall upgrade. Wait, is the game going to let me bring back Fultz? Holy shit. Is it really? I mean, if it is... Oh, shit. All right. Well, let me bring back Markelle Fultz, which means one of these guys is probably getting traded now. I was just making an argument about Jett Howard, but that kind of goes out the window now, so hang with me. I'd love to try to add Jaden McDaniels to this team. We're going to offer Markelle Fultz. I know we just brought him back because the game let me because we still had money somehow. But honestly, I don't need 3-point guards that all deserve minutes. So let's hit up the Minnesota Timberwolves. and see if there's a possibility of us acquiring Mr. McDaniels here. I think it would be a very big upgrade for us, and I would honestly love to see it. So, can I get this done with second-round picks? Is that a possibility? I don't know. Probably not, if I had to guess. And no. All right. So that's not going to happen. In terms of maybe throwing in a draft pick, I have to make a decision. Do I value the first-round picks we have more? Oh, shit, didn't mean to do that. More than I value maybe Jett Howard, who does have 2 stars in trade value, and actually I can't even make that money happen. So I guess I'm going with the draft picks. Do I want to risk giving up my unprotected first this year? Maybe not unprotected. I think I'll go probably top 10 protected. That's 2 stars in trade value. And then I'll also give up a first in 2028. 2 firsts for a bench piece is a lot for me, but I think he's a really valuable bench piece. So welcome to the team. Jaden McDaniels is going to be backing up Franz Wagner. We have significantly upgraded this bench, and honestly, this team as a whole. Jett Howard, unfortunately, is probably going to go to the G League again, but we're going to figure out something with him probably next offseason. So I'm excited to see how this team kind of fits together. And I will see you guys at the start of year 2. After a crazy offseason, we are ready for year 2 here in Orlando. Obviously made some really major changes to this team. Entirely new backcourt and basically an entirely new bench. So I'm very excited. I think this should be a playoff team. I like our starting 5, and we have a lot of quality depth. I've had depth before. Sometimes it's not always quality. This is quality depth that we have. Starting 5 looks like this. Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter Jr. Bench unit, as I mentioned, really solid, led by Jaden McDaniels, Cole Anthony, Rui Hachimura, Anthony Black, and Mo Wagner. So very excited to see how this team kind of fits together. I think it's miles better than the team we had last year. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. Year 2 comes to an end as SGA is your MVP. Hell of a year out of him. We won 49 games on the year. Definitely much better than last season. What's that, a 17-game improvement? We definitely should be in the playoff race. Alexander Sarr is your rookie of the year. He is in D.C. Christian Wood, 6th man of the year. Still in L.A., just in a different jersey. Giannis is your D-boy. Peyton Pritchard, most improved. Oh, my glorious king, Peyton Pritchard. Cade Cunningham, what is that? Oh, I thought it said comeback player of the year. And Eric Spoelstra, head coach of the Miami Heat, is your coach of the year. So, full look at these standings right now. We are a 5 seed here. We're going to have Philadelphia in round 1. And honestly, this was a very, very good season. I will 100% take that record. It's a growth and it's a development year. Here's a look at the numbers. Feel free to pause if you wish. Obviously, you have some more guys in here that can definitely score the basketball now, and overall, just some better players in general. So, as I mentioned, it is going to be us and the Sixers here. James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Gordon Hayward, interesting, Santi Aldama, Joel Embiid. All right, looks like they have made a few changes there in Philadelphia. All right, we're 1-1 right now with the Sixers. We go up 2-1. We go up 3-1. Make it 3-2. We win in 6. Battle of Florida here in the Eastern Conference semifinals. It's the Miami Heat. Chris Dunn, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Julius Randle. Oh my God. Did they really trade Bam for Julius Randle? And I don't even know how Clint Capella got here. Gary Trent Jr. is a good addition. Why would you trade Bam Adebayo? I don't know. All right, they're probably going to beat us, I would imagine. We're down 3-0 right now, and make that 3-1. And we do lose in 5. All right, I'm not going to say that was a failure of a season, but we still have some really big decisions to make. It's going to be a Heat and Lakers final, running back the bubble. Heat get the better than this time. Jimmy Butler finally get the ring. All right, so player retirements. You see some guys there, some noticeable names. Staff retirements, draft lottery time. We're not going to have our draft pick. We obviously traded it away. Doesn't matter. It wasn't going to be valuable anyways, but feel free to pause if you wish. So staff signing. Now comes major decision time. Do we feel Jamal Mosley can be the coach that leads this team to a championship? I'm not going to say we underperformed, and I'm not going to say we didn't maybe even exceed the expectations that I have. Quite honestly, I don't think he's the guy. I'm just going to straight up put that out there. Those ratings just aren't good enough for me. So we're going to look in a different direction. It's tough to fire a coach after a season like that, after a franchise has just kind of been, I don't want to be mean, but kind of been in the mud for a few years, and you go on to the second round of the playoffs. It's tough, but you know what? I'm going to probably go with Jacob Underwood. I've had some really big, maybe even Trent Peterson. Trent Peterson or Jacob Underwood. I'm going to go Trent Peterson. He honestly has a star better defensive rating, and you know what? Fuck it. Let's go with Trent Peterson. I haven't signed him in forever. So welcome to the team, Trent. He's going to be our new head coach, and very excited to have him here. Hopefully he leads us to the promised land heading into the final season. So up to the draft. Do we have any picks at all? We actually do. We have 21 from Denver and then 2 second-round selections. I'm not going to use any of these. No matter who I draft, they're not going to be as valuable as the guys I already have on the team. I just know that for a fact. So obviously Jalen Brunson entering free agency is very important for us. Same with Franz Wagner. And yeah, our goal right now is to make sure we get them back. I mean, we have $30 million in cap space, but we do that, we basically have to let everybody go. So we're not going to play that game. Actually, Jalen Brunson has a contract offer. It's from the Thunder. I don't really know why you need him, but I'm not going to let you have him. I don't really want that to happen. And then I want to get Franz Wagner back as well. And then, honestly, I'll bring back Mo. He could be in a trade, though. But we get the 3 kind of main pieces we were looking for back. And, yeah, there definitely could be a trade or 2 coming now. We're going to work on a deal here with the Sacramento Kings and see if we can pick up Domantas Sabonis. Now, obviously, Wendell Carter Jr. is not necessarily the problem. But if we're looking for an upgrade heading into this final season, it was really between him and maybe even OG Anunoby. But I'm going to go with hopefully adding Domantas Sabonis to this team. I think he'd be a really big addition, and we're going to try to get it done. So as you can see, the money doesn't work with Wendell Carter Jr. or Rui Hachimura. This really team-friendly contract that Wendell Carter Jr. has is almost hurting us now. Rui Hachimura is in here, and then somebody else has to be in here. I think he can probably figure it out. Unfortunately, we just never really found the minutes for Jett Howard that makes the money work. It'll probably go through in terms of value. It should. And it does. So it sucks to kind of give up a lot, but I do think Sabonis is a really big addition to this team. And right now, I'm looking for a new backup power forward. So looking at my options here, none of them are great. What I might do is sign like Precious Achiuwa as my new backup center. Ooh, actually, no, give me Kevon Looney. Kevon Looney's an NBA champion. I'd like to bring him in here. Definitely has that championship pedigree in terms of a backup center. So now we just have Mo Wagner sitting here. We still have loads of draft picks, and unfortunately, we're really just not going to be able to do much with. I'm looking for a power forward that is, obviously not making tons of money, but is a relatively good overall. So about $6 million. I mean, I don't know how much I actually have, but let's just look. Power forward, we'll do like $7.5 million. Just look. I'm just curious who my options are, because obviously I have a shit ton of draft picks, and I can't take them with me. So like, Jalen Williams is probably my number 1 pick. I don't know if this is a possibility, but it's the final year, and I cannot take the picks with me. So take whatever you want, and please let me have Jalen Williams. I don't know why I made that top 3 protected. I didn't mean to. Other than that, I mean, again, this is not a trade I do in probably any other year. But heading into the final year, it probably makes... Seriously? Jesus Christ. Good Lord. All right. We just gave up way too much, but it is what it is. We're heading into the final season. So, yeah, man, this is it. I'll see you guys at the start of the 3rd and final year. All right, so hear me out. I'm not making this trade, but I was exploring trade offers for OG Anunoby. I don't know why. I thought he was a little bit higher than an 83 overall. And I don't know, something just didn't sit right with me. So I'm scrolling through, and then I was considering DeJounte Murray until I landed on this. Why this is a trade offer, I have no idea. I'm obviously going to take it, but it's just very strange. Like, I could even do this one here. Like, Jaden Ivey would be incredible, but Kyrie Irving, I have absolutely no idea. 1, why he's in Sacramento. 2, why they want to do this deal. So, yeah, I'm obviously doing this. Again, I have no idea why it's a trade offer, but thank you very much, Sacramento Kings. Let's set the rotation. For the 2nd straight offseason, we made some really major changes to this team. Some that I really didn't see coming. Kyrie Irving. I mean, I have no idea why that was a trade offer, but it was, and this team is absolutely insane. Jalen Brunson, Kyrie Irving now in here. Obviously, him and OG Anunoby are vastly different types of players. I'm still taking Kyrie 10 times out of 10. Franz Wagner still in here, Paolo Banchero, and Domantas Sabonis. I mean, just an insane starting 5. Bench unit is going to be led by newly acquired Jalen Williams. You got Jaden McDaniels here, Cole Anthony, Kevon Looney, and Anthony Black. So excited to see how things work out. I think this team should be a 1 seed, no doubt. I'll see you guys at the end of year 3. Our final regular season comes to an end. We go 68-14 on the year, obviously our best record yet, and an overall incredible regular season. But we have bigger plans ahead. We truly do. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins his 2nd straight MVP. Cooper Flagg, Rookie of the Year. Azar Thompson, Nick Claxton, Isaiah Collier, Luka Doncic, and Trent Peterson. All right, I am trying to win a championship. I think that kind of goes without being said. Obviously, we had the best record in the league, and we look like the favorites right now. But as I'm sure we all know, that does not mean shit. I'm very happy we added Kyrie to this team, by the way. Rebounds was Sabonis, and assists was also Sabonis. All right, who's it going to be for us round 1? It is going to be the 8-seeded Miami Heat. Obviously won it all last year, and good God, I'm not really sure what keeps... Why is Tyler Hero not in the starting lineup? Good Lord. All right, let's just sim through this. This is a win. We know that. Moving on to New York here in round 2. Obviously, we have their old friend Jalen Brunson. They have Isaiah Collier, Gary Trent Jr., RJ Barrett. Oh, Bam Adebayo. I forgot they made a swap for Julius Randle. All right, I think this team's very beatable. I do. We win in 5. Cleveland here. Insane team. I mean, look at this backcourt. This is the 2nd video in a row I've seen Nikola Vucevic end up in Cleveland. And quite honestly, I'm not sure how. It makes no sense. All right, let's sim through this. We're down 2-1 right now. We tie it up 2-2. We go up 3-2. We win in 6. We're taking on the Houston Rockets here in the NBA Finals. Interesting. This team should be easily beatable. I'm not saying that to be mean, but just looking at the rosters, there's just no fucking way. All right, we're heading back to Orlando here. Hopefully clinch it in Game 5. I would definitely like to do so stress-free. My recent videos have had a lot of stressful games closing out finals, and looks like we're going to be able to do that. So we'll get a shot or two up. We'll see you guys in there. On the verge of bringing the first championship in franchise history to Orlando. Obviously would be absolutely incredible, and unless we blow a 29-point lead in 3 minutes, it is going to be happening. So I almost stole that ball. I almost said ball weird. That's not what I was trying to do. Fred VanVleet. Oh, Freddie. All right, man. Yeah, I mean, in terms of just kind of chatting about the Orlando Magic, because there's no pressure, so we can kind of just do whatever the hell we want. I mean, obviously, Orlando is still... I don't want to say they're fully in a rebuild, because they obviously have some young talent now, but they're pretty much still in a rebuild. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. I mean, nobody really has any expectations for the Magic this season. For me, if they make the play-in, that's a very big success. I mean, it definitely takes time. Paolo Banchero is only going into his second year. Already established himself as one of the better young players in the league. But for me, it's just it's a lot to ask a second-year guy to kind of lead a team to actually being any sort of like real contender. So I think they're going to be very good in a few years. I really do, because I really like kind of the team and the core they've put together. They're just not there yet. So they're probably a year or two, maybe 3 away from actually seeing what this team is kind of made of, but really, really good job by that front office, because if you think back of, some of those teams they had when they were still trying to like actually compete with, Nikola Vucevic and those teams right there, that just never made sense to me. I mean, I'm happy they went into the rebuild. Obviously some very painful years in the past for Orlando, but I think it made all the sense in the world to kind of kick off that rebuild. And I'm excited they did, because, they definitely have something to show for it now. They really do. So excited nonetheless to see what ends up happening here with Orlando this year. We are just getting absolutely boxed out right there. Let's just call it pick. Jalen Brunson getting walled off very well here. That's not... What the fuck was that, Demonis? Good God. Well, it is the playoffs. You all know what they see about Demonis Sabonis come playoff time. All right. I mean, I'm very happy this is not a stressful game, because I'm not playing well right now. But that's fine. We're not going to probably get to play with Kyrie, which is unfortunate, but oh my God, Jalen Brunson. Oh my God. Ended on a high note. I'll see you guys at the finals MVP. The Orlando Magic can now be added to the many franchises that have won at least one NBA championship, and Kyrie Irving, I guess you can say he maybe went out and proved himself as the #1 on a championship team, unless you consider Banchero or Brunson that #1. I don't know. Who gives a shit? This one was fun. Obviously, in only a 3-year rebuild, we obviously have to make some bigger decisions than we would in a 5-year rebuild. I'm sure many of you are saying, why didn't you just do a 5-year rebuild? And it's because I do the 5-year rebuilds later on in the cycle of 2K. So we will be getting to it many months from now. I do promise you. But other than that, that's pretty much it for me, man. This team was fun. Obviously good to kind of mix some of the actual core they still have here with some new faces as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. As always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. And yeah, other than that, man, let me know your expectations for the Magic this season. I kind of gave you mine. Excited to hear what you guys had to say. That's it for me. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.